Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video. Now today's video is going to be on Aruni. Now to get us started here right away, we're going to be over on Outback. We're going to be playing for the laundry bomb site, and the general idea that I want you guys to have when you guys are playing Aruni is that if you are on PC, I highly believe that the DMR is probably your best bet because they're going to usually be able to have a lot better aim than a controller player would. Now, one of the plays that I was going for a lot, and the play that I was going to be going for on this first round, was that my play was to actually punch this castle barricade and look to potentially run out for anybody on the staircase when they go on a drone. That was the play that I was originally looking for. However, these guys ended up actually like just opening it outright, and then they droned me from below Shark, so I ended up just rotating back. But this leads into my next play that I wanted to go for, which is going to be that I'm going to be looking to play on this little off angle, and I feel like this little off angle is really good, especially when you are playing Aruni, because you can just go up on this little like laundry machine right here, make a punch hole, and you can see right over to Picnic. And I feel like when you're using the DMR, if you're controller or not controller, it doesn't really matter in these type of positions, because you're going to be able to peek this and you're going to be able to just tap people, because 9 times out of 10, unless they drone you out, they're not really going to know you're going to be up here, so you're going to be able to collect yourself free kills. So right here, all I'm doing is holding the Picnic doorway. Right here, they smoke out the doorway, which tells me that if they're swinging out the doorway, they have no intention of peeking right away, which also means that most likely someone's going to be trying to drone at this point. So once the drones and the smoke clears, that's when I peek into the angle and start holding this aggressively once again. And then right here, what's going to end up happening, a Thermite's going to swing aggressively. All I have to do is head tap him, get myself a free kill. Now it's a nice 4v3 positioning. And then we're going to go ahead and put up our Aruni gate that we had for the piano doorway for Picnic here, which is going to further make this a harder position for the enemy team to actually be able to win. And then, long story short, the enemy team is kind of doing like a weird like split push for Picnic and Games in this position. So I'm going to go ahead and go off to another angle here for Games, where I'm playing inside of laundry. I'm going to be holding this pixel angle. This is a good little pixel angle because it's kind of like a weird off angle. I'm going to go ahead and tap Buck in the shoulder right there, which is fantastic for us, because now that Buck is going to be 1 HP the next time he takes a gunfight with me. He's not technically 1 HP, but with the DMR, it basically is 1 HP because you only require 2 shots to be able to kill with the DMR if they're both body shots. Now right here, he's going to swing aggressively, try to pre-fire me. He's unfortunately going to end up whiffing. And then all I really have to do in this position is I just got to make sure this guy isn't able to walk up. The Nomad actually walks up from Games in this position. I'm going to go ahead and hit him once, and then I'm going to swing again through the head holes. Kill the Buck first because the Nomad went into a corner, and then we're going to swing aggressively through laundry to look towards the rotate hole, because most likely the Nomad who was in bathroom is going to swing across, and that's exactly what he ends up doing. So I end up getting myself a free kill. And the reason why I know that he's going to swing across in that position is because he trapped himself in a corner inside a bathroom, which means his only logical play to get out of that position is to sprint back across to get out of that unfavorable position, which means that if he's sprinting back across, the only real play that he has is to swing aggressively for laundry rotate. Hopefully I explained that correctly. Now, technically, I did also get red pings as well, but I do feel like it's worth noting that that is his only play to actually make something happen in that position. Now, right here, this is a nice little off angle that I did on the wine cellar defense when I was playing earlier this week. And long story short, this is a nice little off angle. You can do this on literally every bomb site on this map. Probably except for Bar, I would say, but pretty much every other bomb site, this is a fantastic little Aruni punch hole spot that you guys can do to get yourself free kills. Play the DMR here, and then you just tap people to get yourself free kills right here. And I feel like it wouldn't be a step-by-step video if I didn't show you guys some like nice off angles that you guys can do, you know what I mean? Now, one of the other things that's really important to note about Aruni is that with the little like metallic arm like ability that she has, where you can like punch out like holes or punch out rotates or whatever, like in general you can use those as well as for like angles, but like also for running out on people when they get on a drone, like outside of like a balcony, for example. And that's what I'm going to end up trying to do on this round here, where I'm going to be going over to the Aviator side, specifically Study. And the reason why is because a lot of people tend to rappel into the balcony before they open it up or drone it out, basically. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be waiting for them to rappel into the balcony. They're going to get on their drone, and then I'm just going to punch the barricade, run out, get myself a free kill. Now, this actually plays it a little bit weird. He's going to toss his drone, but he's not going to get on his drone, but I'm still going to be able to run out to get myself a free kill anyway, because he wasn't expecting it. Now, unfortunately, I got traded right there. However, I feel like that concept is worth noting when it comes to Aruni. Now, next up, we're going to be over on border here, guys. We're using the P10 Roni. Like I said, I'm a console player, so the P10 Roni is just typically going to be the best option for me overall, just because it's like a lot easier for me to get my kills if I have a gun that is automatic. Now, we're going to be playing this where we're going to be putting our 3 Aruni gates in different positions, and the reason why I'm doing that is because typically on this map, people tend to go for like an office push as being like their comp push, as well as like trying to push through 90 to try to look for some kind of metal play. So I put one on the locker's doorway just in case they try to do like a locker's push, which is also another standard push. We put one on metal because metal is like a very like classic play that people go for, even if it's office, if it's lockers, it doesn't really matter. People tend to try to go for metal. Typically, at least in my games when I was playing, people would always try to make some kind of play through metal at some point during the round. So I feel like the Aruni gate there is helpful for that. We make punch holes for archives here, and the reason why is because we want to swing aggressively off of our barbed wire that we're putting for office double. We have an Aruni gate on the double door, which is going to signal when somebody's actually in that position, like for 90 hallway for the office double. And then basically when they walk up, they break the Aruni gate. That alerts me to that position. We have barbed wire for the walk-in. If they try to walk in through the double door, break the barbed wire, then I swing the head holes to get myself free kills is the general idea. Now, for context for this round in particular, the enemy team's not really going to be going for like a office take whatsoever. They're going to mostly be doing like lockers and metal. But like I said, the Aruni gate on lockers should help out my team in that regard, as well as the metal Aruni gate will at least alert me of that position as being like open up for like a play basically. So you want to think of the Aruni gates as being like time slowers basically, like saving time or slowing down enemy teams so that way you can react better to wherever they're trying to push. And then obviously like if they allow enough time to pass, you're going to be able to reactivate those Aruni gates to basically make it unwinnable for the enemy team. Now these guys do burn my Aruni gate for office double here, so I do have to pay attention to this in this position, because if I look away from this, there is technically a play where they just walk in, swing my head holes, maybe they avoid the barbed wire somehow, and you know what I mean, they get like a free kill on me for archives, which essentially opens up the entire position. However, what's going to end up happening is, like I said with earlier, is that people tend to try to go for metal. I don't know what it is recently, but when I played border recently, people are always trying to look for some kind of metal walk-in. You're going to see right here, they burned my Aruni gate, and what's going to end up happening is an Ash is actually going to come charging through, but I'm going to get myself a free kill because I was prepared for him to try to walk in for that play. And then right here, there is a guy on my office double in this position. However, he's going to actually end up rotating away. He's not actually going to walk in and try to punch the barbed wire. He's just going to rotate over to 90. So I'm like, okay, I need to go help my ward in this position. So I'm going to swing aggressively for metal. The nice thing about the P10 Roni is I can drag across on that little pixel angle he was holding and get myself a free headshot. And then right here, the last guy is actually in the sight in this position. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fake run away towards office double. This is going to create the illusion that I'm rotating over to 90 so that way he can get some kind of plant. And long story short, what ends up happening is he actually ends up charging back over towards archives with the assumption that I rotated over to like 90 basically, but I ended up just fake walking or slow walking back into Fountain to basically collect myself a free kill because he expected me to be just rotating over to 90 because of the audio that I made. Next up, we're going to be over on Clubhouse here. We're going to be defending the basement bomb site. Now, for context, the reason why I'm playing Aruni here is because you get barbed wire plus the Aruni gates, and you can also make rotate holes as well using the metallic arm ability, where you can just punch out the rotate holes, which is also really fantastic. So it's a really good option if you're aiming to shut down specific plays that the enemy team is going to want to go for. Now, typically when I use barbed wire, guys, I'll put it for blue because I feel like it's a nice, easy way to make blue very hard to actually challenge throughout the round. If you do put a little bit of barbed wire inside of blue, just to slow down enemy team or potentially play off of it. Now, we're going to put our Aruni gates, one on dirt. We're going to put one on kitchen hatch. The reason why we do this is because kitchen hatch and dirt is very, very, very common as like a main push for like the enemy team. Usually, whenever people are attacking this bomb site. And then our last Aruni gate, and honestly this one you probably could switch over to somewhere else in my opinion, but I'm going to put it for bottom main, and I'm also going to be playing for main as well though, which is the problem with that Aruni gate. However, I do think if you're not going to be playing for main, I do feel like this Aruni gate is probably your best bet for this bomb site. You could also put it on a hatch as well. Now these guys have been running blitz this entire game, so I'm going to go ahead and play aggressively in the hopes of trying to look for a free kill for him. Unfortunately, he's not going to allow it. However, luckily for me, a buck challenges aggressively with the blitz, so I'm able to swing aggressively to get myself a free kill on this buck. I have a way higher rate of fire weapon than he does, so I'm actually able to get a free kill onto the buck right there, which is fantastic in this position. And then all I'm doing here is I'm just playing bottom main. Now, like I said, guys, if you're playing bottom main, I wouldn't recommend putting this Aruni gate here because you're giving constant audio to the enemy team in these type of positions. So I don't recommend playing here if you're going to put an Aruni gate here. Now, what the enemy team is going to actually be going for, and for context in this position, is they actually open up the moto hatch. They also open up the stock hatch. So the main push that the enemy team has going for them in this position is going to be a blue slash moto drop push, basically. Now, the enemy team is not really going to be going for the moto drop like crazy at all for this clip, but long story short, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking to play defensively for blue, and what I mean by defensively is I mean passively. I'm just going to be holding an angle for anybody trying to walk up through oil pit here and trying to look to see if I can get any potential free kills. Now, one thing that I do really like about the P10 Aruni is that you're able to swing in and out of cover and just pre-fire, and since the rate of fire is so high, you can pretty much make it so like you get damage on it. You can like do chip damage to people really easily, and they don't really have a way of killing you unless they do like a pre-fire back into you and you just happen to like walk into it. So like right here, I just go in and out, in and out, in and out, get myself free damage on this guy. We're going to swing aggressively here because he was in the hallway. I have lit him up quite a bit doing the quick peeking onto him, and what ends up happening here is he's actually going to end up going prone on the left side of this doorway. I'm going to end up swinging aggressively because I heard him go prone early on in the round and get myself a free kill. Now it's a nice 4v1 position. The last guy's a blitz. The last guy in this position is a blitz. It's a nice 4v1 position, so I'm going to go and swing aggressively here to try to look for a free kill onto him. He's going to be on the moto hatch, just baiting, so I'm going to swing aggressively, get myself a free kill. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!